The weight of unspoken words. There's a heaviness you carry that no one can see. Words you never said. Feelings you kept locked inside. And somehow, that silence weighs more than any conversation ever could. We all have them. Those moments when we wanted to speak but didn't. When we swallowed our truth to keep the peace. When we smiled and said, "I'm fine," while everything inside us screamed otherwise. And here's what nobody tells you. Those unspoken words don't just disappear. They settle somewhere deep within you. They become a weight you didn't ask to carry. Think about it for a moment. How many times have you held back? How many "I love yous" stayed trapped in your throat? How many "I'm hurts" turned into forced smiles? How many "I need helps" became "I'm okays"? We convince ourselves that silence is safer, that keeping quiet protects us from rejection, from conflict, from being too much or not enough. We tell ourselves it's easier this way. But is it really? Because here's the truth. Every word you don't say becomes a brick in an invisible wall. Between you and the people around you. Between you and the life you actually want to live. Between who you are and who you pretend to be. And over time, that wall gets so high, you forget what it feels like to be truly seen. Those unspoken words don't vanish into thin air. They live in your chest, tight and heavy. They live in your jaw, clenched even when you're alone. They live in your mind, replaying conversations that never happened, rehearsing speeches you'll never give. Have you noticed how sometimes you lie awake at night and all those things you didn't say come flooding back? The apology you never gave, the boundary you never set, the truth you never shared. It's exhausting, isn't it? Carrying all of that. And the cruel irony is this. We stay silent to avoid pain, but the silence itself becomes its own kind of suffering. A quiet, constant ache that nobody else can see but you feel every single day. Maybe you've convinced yourself that it doesn't matter anymore, that it's too late, that they wouldn't understand anyway, that speaking up would only make things worse. But what if that's just fear talking? What if that's just the weight of all those unspoken words making you believe you're safer staying small? Let's be honest about what silence costs us. It costs us connection. Because when you can't say what you truly feel, you can never be truly known. And when you're not truly known, you're left feeling lonely, even in a room full of people. It costs us authenticity. Every time you hide your truth, you drift a little further from yourself. You start to forget what you actually think, what you actually need, what you actually want. It costs us peace, because unexpressed emotions don't fade. They ferment. That hurt you never voiced? It's still there, just wrapped in resentment now. That love you never declared? It's still there, just mixed with regret. And perhaps most painfully, silence costs us possibility. The possibility of being understood. The possibility of healing. The possibility of real, honest relationships where you don't have to perform or pretend. What could have been different if you'd spoken up? What doors might have opened? What relief might you have felt? We'll never know. And that's another weight to carry. But here's something important. It's not too late. Not for all of it anyway. Some moments have passed, some people are gone, some chances won't come back. And that's okay. That's part of being human. We all carry some words we'll never get to say. But you still have a voice. And you still have today. Starting to speak your truth doesn't mean you have to have the perfect words. It doesn't mean you won't stumble or shake or feel terrified. It just means you try. Maybe it starts small. Maybe it's finally telling your friend that something they said hurt you. Maybe it's admitting to yourself that you're not actually fine. Maybe it's writing down everything you feel, even if no one else ever reads it. Because here's what happens when you start giving voice to what's inside. that weight begins to lift. Not all at once, not dramatically, but gradually, gently. You start to feel lighter. You start to remember what it's like to take a full breath, to relax your shoulders, to sleep without those midnight conversations with yourself. Is it scary? Yes. Will everyone understand? No. Might some people pull away? Possibly. But the alternative is carrying this weight forever. And you've carried it long enough. The weight of unspoken words is one of the loneliest burdens we bear. But you don't have to carry it alone. And you don't have to carry it forever. Your voice matters. Your truth matters. Even if it shakes. Even if it's messy. Even if it's imperfect. You deserve to be heard. Most of all, by yourself. So maybe today, you speak just one of those unspoken words. Just one truth you've been holding. And maybe tomorrow, one more. Because healing doesn't happen in silence. It happens when we finally find the courage to let the words out.